Everybody else fills out.
Ladies and gentlemen, it now being past 7 p.m., I will call the meeting of the Orleans Zoning Board of Appeal to order. My name is William McCarthy. I'm the Vice Chairman. With me here tonight is Ms. Emily Van Giesen and Mr. Matthew Cole and Mr. Peter Jablin, permanent members of the committee. We have 4 members of the board present tonight, which means that any vote of the board has to be unanimous. If there were 5, it could be a 4 out of 5 to do it, but where there are 4. So I just point that out. I don't know if are both of the other petitioners here for parishes and for
Foss.
for Freeman's?
Freeman, yeah.
Okay, great, thank you. So just so you know that, and what we usually do in these circumstances is to, whether council is present or not, is to suggest that after the presentation and discussion by the board, doesn't look like there's any pros or cons for any of these cases in the room, we will at least, if there's any concern, we'll allow you to ask to poll the members of the board as to our informal opinions, so that since we need all 4, if there's someone that has a problem with any case, you could have the opportunity to continue the hearing until another meeting, next meeting, when perhaps there would be 5 members present, and in that case, 4 out of 5 votes would succeed in approving the relief. So I'm not sure that will arise in any context tonight, but it's just a formality to mention. And once your cases are before us, if you have further questions, we can answer them at that point. But why don't, in terms of our agenda, the first case is number 2105. It's the petition application of Pamela Foss for a special permit as set forth in Master General Laws, Chapter 40A, Section 6, under the Orleans zoning bylaw, Section 164-21A, Note 5, and 164-43, to construct an addition. The property is located at 4 Freeman Lane, Orleans, map number 5, parcel number 8. If you'd like to, table seems awfully close for what our normal, but we can give you a little space on that. But if is Ms. Foss or her representative here? So if you can sit, please. We have just so you know, this is televised through the cable system, so the microphones are active, and pursuant to that, if you would, for us first, tell us your name and address for the record.
My name is Michael Hill. The address of the job is 4 Freeman Lane in Orleans.
Okay, and your address for the record?
It's 242 Pleasant Lake Ave, Harwich, Mass.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the board has copies of your application on behalf of your client in this case. Why don't you make your presentation?
Okay. They originally came to me. They're having a pool put in their backyard that I have nothing to do with. But they want what we refer to it as a pool pavilion off the back of their garage, which is going to be 12 by 18. And I didn't realize, and they didn't realize, that it was going to put their allotted roof coverage by 89 square feet.
Over the 4,000?
Over the 4,000 allowed by the town of Orleans. It's really,
Pretty simple. Right?
Yeah, there's not even any walls on it. There's not a floor in it. It's
Just
gonna
a-
just be pavers and it's gonna be a roof, pretty much. There's not even gonna be screens, no glass, no nothing. It's just gonna be 3 posts in the front attached to the back of the garage for them to sit under, just kind of a hangout cabana, I guess is more or less. They probably could have got away with a pop-up tent, if you ask me, but.
It's the fact that the roof overhang extends out and that additional area.
And yeah, I wasn't aware of it, but they had another shed that got picked up by the land surveyor, the engineer, and that's kind of what put it over, because I thought we were in a lot of roof coverage,
Uh-huh.
but there was another little shed that he had out there, so. There's not much to it, really. I mean, there's not going to be any additional plumbing, there's nothing. I mean, there's not even going to be electrical out. They've got a plug that's on the back side of the garage already that is going to serve any electrical purposes.
So the the square footage of the cabana, whatever we're going to call it itself, leaving the shed aside for a second, is that the 89?
No, all roofs, I have you should have it too.
I'm sure
The
it's,
site plan that Ryder and Wilcox did. The overhang is 216 square feet. There's a shed that's 213. There's a bunkhouse that's 347, and then the dwelling, the actual resident, like where they live in the garage, is 3,313 square feet, which brings,
38,
the overhang is the,
the 216.
yep.
Okay.
Question, is that designated on this drawing as proposed porch?
Let me see. Yes.
Okay? And it's
The
got
garage is in the front of it, yes.
paved underneath it, paved, it's gonna be paved?
No, they're probably, I mean, there's gonna be pavers, but it's not gonna actually be like a pavement.
Okay, like blocks or something?
I would imagine, they haven't really told me, I'm not in charge of that. I think
Okay.
that's something that the pool company is gonna be doing. The only thing I am responsible for in my contract with them is the actual roof with the 3 posts that go down to the
Okay,
sauna tubes.
got it.
Okay. Um, What we typically have applicants making, or representatives making their presentation is, since you're seeking a special permit in this case, on page 5A, if you have that. And this is just so it's read into the record, and they're essentially the criteria that if the board finds to be suitable, they become sort of the findings that are required.
Yep.
Would you mind just starting with number 1, adequacy of the site, just read what those.
Oh, sure. Adequacy of the site. Property is adequate for new addition. The suitability of the site. Property is suitable for new addition. Impact of traffic flow and safety. It's not really applicable because it's on their property. Addition is completely on homeowner's property. Impact on neighborhood, visual character. Addition is not visible from roadway or abutter's property. Adequacy of method of sewage disposal, source of water, and drainage. New structure has no new toilets, sinks, or faucets. It has no additional impact on the. Adequacy of utilities and public services, no additional strain on utilities or public services. And then page 5A continued. Noise and litter, no noise or additional litter will be created. Impact of groundwater quality, recharge, volume, and water quality of coastal and freshwater bodies. No impact on groundwater or coastal water bodies.
Very good. Any questions from other members of the board? Okay, I'll ask if there are any members in the public, but I don't think anyone here has an interest in this particular matter, either in favor or opposed. entertain a motion to close the public hearing for deliberations.
So moved.
Second, so moved and seconded. Amber, do you catch who's, okay, great. Just, all right. In that case, how about I just ask a sense of the board, in favor or opposed?
I'm good with it.
Good. All right, I am as well, so, in that case, let's see. We have to formally adopt the findings, right? Michael's been doing that, right?
Right.
Just a motion then.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, in that case, having the findings read into the record and seeming to be to the board's satisfaction, I'll entertain a motion to approve this application.
So moved.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved, unanimous, it's approved.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Our next case is case number 2106, the application of David J. Harris and Margaret T. Harris, who have applied for a special permit as set forth in Western Laws, Chapter 40A, Section 6, under Orleans zoning bylaw 164-3, C, parens 1, and 164-21.A, to construct an addition to a pre-existing non-conforming single dwelling. Property is located at 8 Riverview Way, Orleans, map number 69, parcel number 49. Ma'am, would you kindly give us your name and address for the record?
My name is Bernadette McLeod, and my address is 5 Shorewood Drive in Orleans, and I'm with Ryder and Wilcox.
Oh, okay.
David and Peggy Harris would like to basically replace the deck that they have now that's in the rear of their house with a screened-in porch, and they would like to expand the deck that they already have by a few feet to the front and rear of the property, which makes the deck non-conforming, but not any more non-conforming than it already is. The present deck is 15.6 feet from the property line and in the rear, and they'd be adding 2 square feet, 2 feet out further, and the proposed would be 16.8 feet from the property line. The actual screen porch is in complete compliance, so it's just a portion of the deck that's on the right-hand side if you're facing Riverview, if you're looking from Riverview Way. So the present deck is 22.2 square feet from the property line in the front, and they would like to bring it forward past the fireplace bump out, and it will be 24 feet from the property line in that area. So they're not creating any new or not intensifying a nonconformity, they are just extending into the setback where they already are.
And the increase from 22.2 to 24 does not increase it?
Well, no, it's getting farther away from the property line. It's still
I'm sorry.
non-conforming, but
I'm
it's
sorry.
getting
Okay, it's-
farther away.
It's the reverse,
And
okay.
they want to bring it forward because there won't be so many steps up to the deck, that it's like a walkout in the back, if you look
See.
at the elevation views. And as you come forward of the fireplace, they'll only need 2 steps instead of 4 steps. And as they get older, they want their screen porch on the same level as their house and their deck, on the same level.
They're not alone.
So that is what we are asking for relief. It's just the deck, it's not the porch itself. It's just a portion of the deck.
Okay. You prepared your special permit criteria. Would we ask you to briefly run through it?
Okay, adequacy of the site is adequate for the porch addition and deck expansion. No new nonconformities are being created. 2, suitability of the site. The 21,844 square feet site is suitable for the addition. The resulting lot coverage of 1,563 square feet is just 7.2% of the lot area. Impact of traffic flow and safety, there will be no additional impact on traffic flow or safety. Impact on neighborhood visual character, there will be no new impact on the neighborhood visual character. The porch addition is located off the rear of the house and conforms to all setbacks. Adequacy of method of sewage disposal, source of water and drainage. The dwelling is served by a Title V sewage disposal system and town water. There are no stormwater drainage issues on the site. Adequacy of utilities and public services. The adequacy of utilities and public services are not impacted by the project. Noise and litter, there will be no noise or litter associated with the project other than temporary noise during construction. Impact of groundwater quality, recharge volume, and water quality of coastal and freshwater bodies. These valuable resources will not be impacted by the proposed work.
Thank you. Any questions from members of the board? That's it? Okay. There's no one here to speak in favor or oppose, so I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing for discussion.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And any comments from anybody? No?
I'm good.
All right. In that case, so entertain a motion to approve the application.
So moved.
Seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Special permit is granted.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Perfect timing, right?
Yeah, this whole city has a great sense of timing.
Just
wonderful.
just give me 1 second. Okay, in our last item of business, council, if you, would you like to approach and
It's okay with Mr. Sullivan?
Sid, if you,
Yeah.
would you both want to, or, I know you've been here before, and,
Save time if I come up for
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
I would just say that by agreement of the parties and by informing the board and Mr. Evers that Town Council Ford is not presenting here, and sort of based on what's occurred prior to tonight is, I think feels comfortable that he can do what he needs to do. So if you want to, with that, proceed and just give us in the public a briefest of overviews.
Is it okay with you?
Yeah, sure, go ahead, Brian.
So I represent the my name is Brian Wall, I'm an attorney, and I represent the Tall Oaks condominium, which abuts the property known locally as the Snow Store, owned by Mr. Snow. Mr. Snow had proposed a new building in the back part of his property to store some dry goods in the inventory, et cetera. And my clients had some objections to its appearance and size, and so there was a classic kind of zoning dispute brewing. And what happened was Mr. Snow obtained architectural approval from the ARC and then came to this board and obtained a special permit, both of which were opposed by my clients. So when the board issued its decision, my clients filed an appeal in Superior Court. And fast forwarding to today, things have been worked out for various different reasons. Mr. Snow seeks to end the litigation, so do my clients. And so we're here tonight. Mr. Snow is going to ask to withdraw his application for special permit, and my clients are going to withdraw their appeal of the board's decision affirming the ARC's decision, because the way your bylaw works is the ARC issues a decision, and if there's an aggrieved party, they come to this board, and then this board affirmed that, so it's kind of an appeal of an appeal. But basically, in summary, both sides are simply asking to withdraw their applications so that it's as if they never happened. And part of that is Mr. Snow's preserving his rights to come back at another time, so that he didn't want an adjudication that was permanent against him, and we didn't want one that was permanent for him.
Mhm.
So it's kind of the status quo.
So without prejudice, essentially.
Both parties are gonna ask without prejudice.
I seem not to have the settlement agreement or whatever, the document that
Oh, the stipulation of dismissal?
stipulation that was presented before, so, and I'm, maybe because I took it out for further reading on my own at some point, but I was here for that hearing, and I only ask, since we're going to reopen both cases, I am lacking in the case number references to refer to
Oh, I think they're on the agenda.
yeah.
So you can do
Well-
that.
the
Yeah.
agenda.
20373 and 2074,
Right.
Mr. Chairman.
And if I may, Mr. Chairman, I did speak with both Town Council Michael Ford today and Mr. Snow's attorney, Kimberly Whelan. And,
I don't have the case.
Okay, pardon me for the
no, that's quite all right.
oversight. I think there was the updated
Yeah.
agenda, and your item was not on it previously, but I do have a
I-
copy in front of me.
Okay.
Not sure what happened, but I called my attorney that wasn't on the original, and a day later, I got a revise from the town. I have an extra copy.
You're ahead of us, then.
Well, I can give you, I have an extra copy if you want it.
Do any of the
Yeah, I would.
members, just so you... There I go. I have one. You guys are
Thank you. You want
intimately...
one?
Thank you.
Okay. Great, thanks. So what I had done with each of the prior two cases, I'll do for the record in this one, and that is that we are, pardon me, we are considering cases number 2073 and 2074, and the notice is that the board will hold a public hearing pursuant to an order of remand issued by the Barnstable Superior Court in case number 1772 CV 00546, Board of Trustees of the Tall Oaks Condominium et al. Versus Orleans Board of Appeals and SSJ Real Estate Holdings, LLC, for the purpose of reconsidering the zoning board's prior decisions to uphold the decision of the Architectural Review Committee, the ARC, and to issue a special permit for the consideration of Snow's proposed warehouse. The order of remand contemplates proceedings whereby, upon a reconsideration vote by the board, the LLC, Snow's, will request to withdraw without prejudice its application for a special permit to construct the warehouse, and the trustees of the Tall Oaks condominium will request to withdraw, also without prejudice, their appeal of the ARC decision, all in accordance with the provisions of the order of remand. The property is located at 22 Main Street, Orleans, map number 25, parcel number 59. So, thank you for that. Is there anything further that either of you would like to share with the board and the...
Just, if I may, one thing, when I talked to Mr. Ford, your attorney, this morning, we wanted to make sure that the process was correct since we're dealing with a court proceeding. And Attorney Ford suggested that the process be that because the court order remanding the matter to the board reconfers jurisdiction on you, you have to take a vote to open the hearing and then take a vote to reconsider your decision. And then after you hear from us, then you need to vote to accept the withdrawals.
And are we doing each of those things twice?
Good question. I suggest that it be done that way because there's two different cases.
I had occasion to talk to Council Ford, and because I wasn't sure, I asked him whether taking them together or as separate matters, and after thinking about it for a minute, he thought also that taking them separately would just be clearer, even though, since they're separate cases, but all within the same litigation matter, but
Right.
just for the, keeping things.
For the record, yeah.
That's what my
Exactly.
attorney advised, and so she'll be drafting for the ARC a request to withdraw without prejudice.
So that's.
So in other words, it needs to be opened, it needs to, two separate cases, we go back to the ARC for their vote.
Oh, she's going to be drafting it
Yeah.
for the ARC one?
Correct.
Not to come back to
Be my
here.
request to withdraw.
Right, and that was another matter that we discussed, that because the withdrawal, see, the whole idea of the withdrawal is to kind of make it like it never happened.
Exactly.
And so, the ARC is a separate body, and so Mr. Snow is gonna state on the record today that he intends, after this proceeding, to withdraw that one too, and then everything is wrapped up.
So the ARC is going to do it again,
ARC is what?
going to repeat their process.
No, actually, what we hope to do is have the ARC repeat this process, in other words, open the hearing, accept the withdrawal without prejudice, and then close the hearing.
Okay, and then you two are going to proceed the way you want to, either involving them or not.
Right, we're gonna take care of that after this.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I think, I'm not sure if this goes to Mr. Joblin's comment, but I had, to some degree, the same curiosity about the prior hearing where the stipulation, what it was, came before us, had, whether or not it had accomplished the same purposes that we are accomplishing, considering tonight, and he said to me that it was more a case of, that was the first step, and tonight is the second step. So, anything else? If,
No, that was it.
okay.
For the record, then, I'm Sidney Snow, and I'm managing member of SSJ Real Estate Holdings, and I would like to request a withdrawal of my application for a special permit without prejudice.
Okay, thank you.
And can you just do me the favor of stating on the record that you intend afterwards to also withdraw the ARC?
Yes, I've instructed my attorney to to draft a request and send it to the Architectural Review Committee for their consideration and vote to also withdraw on the application without prejudice.
Any comments?
Want me to make a motion?
So we'll take them individually, one, okay.
So I'll make a motion to reopen discussion on case 2074. Yeah, 2074.
Does that come before,
It's going to do this and then this.
and then that, okay. So, Do I
ZBA.
hear a second?
Second?
All right, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have on the table motion made and seconded to reopen. All those in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Okay, so moved. Now that the case is reopened, the question before the board, or the request of both parties to litigation, is for us to, am I sure I got our wording right, but to vote to accept the withdrawal of the decision of the Board of Appeals in case number 2074.
Right, and I hate to be a stickler for procedure,
No,
but
no.
you also have to, after you open, you have to make a motion to reconsider your decision.
Yeah, that's what we're attempting to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Voted to reopen,
Right.
we're
Okay.
back open.
Reopen. All right, in that case, I will entertain a motion to reconsider the board's actions in case number 2074.
So moved.
Second, all those in favor? Aye. Okay, so now the case is reopened for the board's consideration. And what is the pleasure of the board?
I'll make a motion to accept the withdrawal as requested without prejudice.
I'll second that. Any comments on the motion or questions?
I-
Want to make sure you're going.
We have one more. Do we have one to do with the Architectural Review Committee?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So-
I'm good with so far.
Okay. Good. Okay. So I think that
Take the
takes
vote.
care of discussion on the matter. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay, all unanimous. All right, I'll do it again.
So I'll make a motion to reopen case 2073 for discussion.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay, motion approved. Motion, entertain a motion to reconsider the board's action in case number 2073.
So moved.
Moved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so that case is reopened, and just for clarification, that was upon the board's action with respect to the appeal of the decision of the challenge of the decision of the Architectural Review Committee, the ARC, which will be, depending on this action, then taken up by that committee separately, okay?
Make a motion to accept the applicant's request to withdraw case 2073.
Okay, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
And that's
Unanimous.
without prejudice, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
That clarification.
Okay. So, and that's with respect to both, I think, so. If we, Amber, if we can capture that in the notes at both, okay.
I think that's it.
Okay,
So I greatly appreciate your time and effort, and we thank you for doing this.
you're very welcome. Best of luck, and whatever happens.
Another day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Okay, do we have any
You're very
any minutes that need to be approved?
So you're gonna take
Sure, they're
care of
in
the ERC, you're just gonna write
Yes,
it
okay.
down?
In other business, the board will vote to approve the minutes of the February 6, 2019 meeting. Were circulated previously. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved?
Seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion approved. And lastly, motion to adjourn, unless there, do we have any?
What do we have on the next agenda? Just the
Well,
one?
David Courier?
seems to be the kind of the ongoing, the only other one is the
What about the funeral home?
funeral home, Dylan Beals.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yeah, that's for next meeting, I think. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's next meeting.
Is that the only thing for next meeting?
I believe that is the only thing for next meeting.
Unless Mr.
We're waiting
Courier
on
is
courier's
ready.
materials?
Yeah, they're not quite ready yet. I spoke to him the other day.
What's the name of the funeral home? I can't-
Doan and
Don't-
Beal.
Okay,
On Eldridge Parkway.
okay.
Okay. So we are, did we do that? No. Okay. And a motion to adjourn,
So moved?
seconded?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.